It appears that another pro-Trump personality has been accused of some criminal activity. Now, this time, you may recall Andrew Tate. Now, Andrew Tate is the so-called king of toxic masculinity. Fun. Now, he has been arrested as part of a human trafficking probe in Romania. Now, the former kickboxer's home in Romania was raided after police received reports of an American woman being held against her will. So now a Romanian newspaper reported that the police had found both the American woman and a Romanian woman in the building during a raid. Well, golly gee, very interesting, huh? Who would imagine the king of toxic masculinity found being incredibly toxic? Shocker. Now, according to a report in the Daily Beast, the Voco MAGA promoting Tate cultivated a social media image as a wealthy cigar-smoking playboy. But however, Tate's treatment of women had an ugly side. The report states in 2016, he was kicked off the British version of Big Brother over a video of him hitting a woman with a belt. Well, I'm sure he thought, no, I was just being assertive. I was just being an alpha male. Because, you know, you don't want to be a beta male.
Beta male.
No, you don't want to do that. Real men hit women with belts. Really? No, they don't. No, they don't. Now, this March, Britain's Daily Mirror tabloid also profiled him and his brother Tristan Tate and their Romanian-based business, which used webcam models to trick men. So this guy is, you know, so-called defender of men, right, and masculinity, tricking men into sending them tens of thousands of dollars. Right. Now, in one video on his YouTube channel, Tate said that 40% of the reason that he moved to Romania was because Romanian police, he believed, were less likely to pursue sexual assault allegations. Why would you just say that? Would you just come up and admit that? Like, oh yeah, like almost half the reason I moved to Romania is because they won't come after me for the crimes that I'm going to do. And you thought that was smart. I mean, it's just an amazing, yeah, I think Romanian concerts is as sexist as I am. They're never going to come after me for sexual assault. No, I can do it all I want. Well, apparently they can and will come after you for human trafficking. Again, they're accused of holding someone hostage in his house. And that probe, by the way, started off just as allegations of him allegedly holding a woman hostage, but as the probe continued, it escalated to include the trafficking and rape. So that comes from a statement from Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism. So that kind of shows you who this guy is. But if you're not convinced yet, let me give you a quote here that he had said. After the Harvey Weinstein revelations, he tweeted, quote, and this is very, very relevant, I think, to this case, "If you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility." This guy who's accused of imprisoning someone in his home illegally and then of sexual assault and rape, he's coming out, basically he's like, oh, that's your fault. What, is she holding yourself hostage in your house? Is that what she's doing? No, it's you. You're holding her hostage. That's all you, dog. Allegedly, of course. Wow. But no, let's get to some, by the way, I mentioned these pro-Trump, very right-wing, because obviously, well, here's some links, okay? He has palled around with Jack Posobiec and an InfoWar host, Paul Joseph Watkins, and has appeared numerous times on InfoWar shows. Now, he also, in Trump's Washington hotel, taped a pose for a picture with Nigel Farage, great, and sat in a group in the Trump hotel lobby with Pizzagate conspiracy theorist Mike Cernovich and future January 6th protest organizer Ali Alexander. And so, a nice little right-wing circle of just horrible people. Cernovich also had visited the Tate brothers in Romania later that year, describing them as his friends, good friends, in the description of his podcast. Now, I wonder, during the time that Cernovich had visited, was anybody being held hostage in that home? Now, certainly if that had happened, Cernovich, who accuses people of pedophilia and being groomers and, again, people on the left and all that stuff, and of course, spreading conspiracy theories about child trafficking, I wonder if he would have said something about there being a woman being trafficked in Tate's home. Had he noticed, we don't know if he was, if that had happened at that time during that trip. But had it happened, I'm curious whether or not Cernovich would have actually said something about it. I mean, honestly, like, are you not a defender of freedom? Are you not against traffickers? Or are only certain people worthy of your personal freedom? I'm just asking because as of right now, Cernovich hasn't made a statement. In fact, none of these people have said anything about this except for Tate, who, by the way, Tate, after his arrest, posted a picture on Instagram showing him smoking a cigar, of course, in a staged interrogation room as so-called police officers loomed over him, and then added the caption saying, quote, "Officer, I think we can all agree that bitches love to lie." Now, of course, he's blaming the woman allegedly held imprisoned in his home. Oh, no, bitches be lying. Bitches be lying. No, you be bitches. Okay? Because you're the one who's lying. Now, the one thing, of course, this guy is not lying about is, well, about himself. When he refers to himself as the king of toxic masculinity. Hey, well, I agree with that. Very honest with himself and with everyone else. Yes, you absolutely are toxic. And when somebody tells you who and what they are, well, I mean, maybe you should believe them. I certainly do.